Hi everyone, I'm your teacher. My name is Sinara, and today we're going to be talking about tone and mood in literature, and then we're going to be doing some writing practice with it. So, first we're going to start with introduction. So we'll just start off with our name, and I know that a lot of you are new to the class, so you can just say if there was any like English book or article that you read, what was it? And if not, that's okay. And then if you watched any English media, even a YouTube video over the week, what was it? And then do you recommend it? Okay, let's see. Dolan, would you like to start? Okay, if not, I can like do a quick example to show you. So first, my name is Sonara, and then I read an article um last week about what the war in Russia and Ukraine or and I watched a movie the I was rewatching the Hunger Games sequels. So yeah, that was those were like pieces of English like media that I watched that helped, helped me practice my English more. So let's see. Um Janupama, would you like to go? Or Denzel? All right, how about Oshira? If you can't speak, you can just type it in the chat. I'm fine with that. Denzel, I see you're unmuted, but I we can't hear you. If you want, you can type it in the chat. I don't mind. Did you read any article or book or watch any media? English related media. So it could even be English news. If not, that's okay. Awesome. You read a book about sea creatures? All right, thank you for sharing that. And Dolvin or Denzel, feel free to type it in the chat and I can read it later so I can just like, get class moving. All right. So, setting tone and mood in writing. So, tone is something that helps convey emotion, and mood is like a general atmosphere of a piece of writing. So, remember, these tone and mood are important in writing, and you'll see it a lot in every piece of like of any literature, actually. Um, Not just English, but it's good when practicing to write English to know these two things. So this helps the author kind of bring the reader into the story, and it's what makes the audience kind of emotionally connect with the story. And uh, writing like that is usually what. Sorry, I got one thing in the chat. Okay, Denzel, that's all right. If your mic is broken, you can always just type it in the chat like you are right now. That's totally fine. Okay. All right. Um, we'll now dive deeper into tone. So tone is the attitude or character that or the attitude that a character or narrator or author takes towards a given subject. So tone in the story, and remember, when in like a literature context, we're always talking about the author. So the way that the author expresses their attitude through their writing. This is an example of a tone. Okay. I'm there you go. So this this is a story this is an excerpt out of it's I think it was a book called Orange Trees. But all right, I'll read it out to you and then you can tell me what tone this author's trying to set. So I remember these are a couple examples of tones. We have anxious, excited, foolish, smart. But remember, it could be like happy, sad, depressed. Um, Basically any word that you would use to describe an emotion is kind of like what I'm looking for when I'm asking what tone is this author trying to set, okay? So, and I'm gonna start reading the excerpt now. And all the trees died. They were orange trees. I don't know why they died. They just died. Something wrong with the soil, possibly, or maybe the stuff we got from the nursery wasn't the best. We complained about it. So we've got 30 kids there, and each kid had their own little tree to plant. And we've got these 30 dead trees, and all these kids looking at all these little brown sticks. It was depressing. What tone was this author trying to set? So, oh, also a way to look at the tone that the author is trying to set is to look at the adjectives or like descriptive words that they use, or words that you see like often throughout the story. So you'll see here they use the word died multiple times throughout this single excerpt. So you know that the tone that this author is trying to set isn't a happy one, right? And we've got words like complained, and these are generally all words with negative connotations. Negative connotations means like words with um a negative uh meaning behind them. Were all of you able to hear the last part that I said about like the words that we should look for in a story to like see what kind of tone the author is setting? I just want to make sure that we haven't missed anything. If not, I'll just quickly go over it again. So I think the best way to observe what kind of tone the author is attempting to convey is to look at the types of descriptive words or any repetitive words that they use. So I can just quickly look for repetitive words or even like the what kinds of descriptive words do they use? This story doesn't use um a lot of description. However, we do see repetitive words and we do see words with certain negative connotations to it, right? Descriptive words, and then I'll boil it down to word choice. So what I mean by word choice is the words that the author uses to that the author like chooses to use to best describe a situation. So, for example, depressing is a word choice, and the word depressing obviously has a negative connotation to it. And in the same way, we have complained. Complained also has a negative connotation. Oh, here we have the word dead um, used again. Died, 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 dead, complained, depressing. So as you can see, this whole excerpt or this like mini story
Excuse me,
basically
teacher. We cannot see. He
Oh,
can't
did I
see the
not share?
screen share.
I'm so sorry. Thank you, Asiri. I apologize. All right, can you guys see now? Is everyone able to see? Okay, awesome. All right. I'm sorry that that happened, but we have, or let's see. Sorry. Okay. Did everyone understand what I was trying to say? I can reread this paragraph because I think we have some new people that joined. So this excerpt is from a short story. Um, so I'll start reading it now. And all the trees died. They were orange trees. I don't know why they died. They just died. Something wrong with the soil possibly, or maybe the stuff we got from the nursery wasn't the best. We complained about it. So we've got 30 kids there, and each kid had their own little tree to plant, and we've got these 30 dead trees. All these kids looking at these little brown sticks. It was depressing. So I already highlighted repetitive words, and then word choice that the author uses to describe the situation. So based off that, what tone do you think that this author is attempting to set? So just look for like an emotion that you would use to describe. I got something in the chat. Yeah, so Usher said sadness. That's a great like I think that's a great just kind of summary of the tone. Sadness. All right. I don't see any more responses in the chat or mics unmuting, so oh, I got one more. Yes, depression is also a good one. Yep. So sadness, depression, these are the kinds of tones that this author is trying to set. So now we'll move on to mood. So mood is the emotion evoked in the reader. So the examples of mood in stories can be dreamy, giddy, mellow, silly. But remember, this is not limited to these words. It is from any like basically the entire range of like human emotion. Okay, mood. This is an example of mood. So we have she stretched. Oh, and also this is an excerpt from Alice in Wonderland. So I'll add a little. Okay, she stretched herself up on her tiptoes and peeped over the edge of the mushroom, and her eyes immediately met those of a large caterpillar that was sitting on the top with his arms folded, quietly smoking a long hookah, and not taking the smallest notice of her or anything else. So, and also remember, actually, uh, yeah, okay. And mood is the same way. You should look for repetitive word. Oops, I'm sorry. You should look for repetitive words, descriptive words, and then word choice. That's also very important when looking for the type of mood that the author is attempting to convey. This one is a little harder, um, because it's not like one of our like basic emotions like anger, fear, happiness, sadness.
Quiet. Yes, they come.
Could you repeat that one more time? I'm sorry.
Quiet. Quietly.
One more time.
Quietly. Quietly smoking a long hookah.
Yeah. Oh, this is from the Alice in Wonderland. It was there was a large like caterpillar in the story. Yeah, surprise could be a good mood that they're trying to set. So also notice the kind of um I guess like strangeness of the story. So we have she peeped over the edge of a mushroom, and then since she had to go on her tiptoes, that suggests that the mushroom was a very large mushroom, right? And then we have a large caterpillar that was sitting with its arms folded. Um, it was smoking and then not taking a smallest notice of her or anything else. So we have a very large mushroom, and then this, um, you know, personified caterpillar. This kind of sets what I think is a whimsical mood. So just kind of mm, like a magical kind of experience is what the author's trying to get the audience to feel, right? Sorry. All right, I'm not seeing any other. I'm gonna move on to tone versus mood. Um, so this is important, I guess, to know the differences because I know that it seems very similar, but tone is the author's attitude, whereas mood is the emotion evoked in the reader. And sometimes the tone and mood are aligned. So, for example, if a subject matter of a story is sad, then both the tone and the mood conveyed by the author may be sad too. So just remember that when you're writing tone, you're focused, it's focused on the author's attitude towards like a subject. And then mood is the emotion that you're attempting to evoke in the reader. Okay, so we're going to practice this in a document. And you do need a Google account for this, so tell me if you have trouble accessing it. Um, since we don't have the names written, can everyone write down their name so I can see like which icon belongs to who over here?
Usually we can't edit the document.
Oh, oh, I see what I did. All right. Can you edit now?
No.
Okay, I sent another link in the chat. I think it's still the same. Mm,
Yeah, no, it's important.
okay. Thank you. I also have two others on the document. Can you also click under the names and then write yours down, please? Tell me if you have trouble accessing. No, you don't have to download the app. I think you should be able to access it over the internet.
I think if you're on mobile, it should be able to.
Oh, are you on your phone?
Yeah.
I believe, not sure. I think you should be able to still access it, maybe through like um Safari or Google. Okay. I'll do mine too, just so you can use kind of an example, I guess. But I'm gonna bring this. Oh, yeah, close it on accident. Um, hmm. Okay, I'm gonna bring this back from so this is very important. So remember when we're writing, just to focus on like focus on repetitive words, descriptive words, and the word choice to attempt to convey either the tone or the mood. And I can give you guys a prompt to make it easier. Because I know it's sometimes when you have too much options, you can get writer's block. So we'll do the prompt is, let's say, um so the prompt is, let's say you worked hard to practice a certain sport, and you guys can choose the sport, I guess, in the situation. So you worked hard to practice a certain sport, um, and let's say during game day, your opponent cheated and won. So let's say maybe they tampered with the balls, or they had a certain bat that I don't know wasn't isn't allowed, I guess. So
Merging the umpire, that's going.
yeah, or they paid off like the referee or the umpire, yeah. So using that prompt, try to convey that in an angry tone. And I remember last week, I know some of you guys weren't there, but we also practiced a first person, second person, and third person writing. So that also kind of helped us with setting like perspective, um, if you want, we could just do it in like first person, so it's easier if you aren't sure, um, like the difference between first, second, and third person. Just do it in first person, so in the perspective of yourself. So using words like or just from the perspective of yourself. So you could say, I practiced very hard for this game, and then my team, um, you know, went through hours of practice for, in order to win this game. All of that gives examples of using first person perspective in this writing.
description you series අමරසිංහ නවීන් හේරත් ඊයේ මාවත් ඇටේ අනේ බා
බව ඇහෙනවා බ මයික් එක මියුට් කරගන්න. Sorry miss, I had to tell them.
Okay.
Teacher, can you use exclamation marks?
Yeah, of course. I mean, any kind of, you know, anything that helps you convey that angry tone more. Do you guys have trouble accessing the document? I can put it or type it again in chat.
That's it. That's all. Thanks for switching on.
Amazing. Okay, so we practiced so hard, we knew we couldn't lose. Even the spectators saw it. The umpire didn't give us marks for the shot, and that cost us the entire game. I went to complain to the final decisions board. Yeah, this shows like the anger of the author. Okay. We have words like entire kind of showing how like large the sorry. Yeah, it should connect with your phone, Oshira. And I see we have some Manuka and Ekanayaka. Do you think you can join using the link? Okay, I see someone else joined. Can you type your name here? Just so like I'll know who you are. Thank you so much. You should be able to type because I set it to everyone with the link can edit. Monica, you can start down here. There you go. Monica, you can write under your name over here. And I'll write the prompt for the sad tone. I'm sorry. So I don't want it to be something. What we could do, maybe let's say you came home, um, and also remember for the ones that just joined, tone is the author's attitude. So this is like the what the author feels like towards a certain subject, and I provide like the prompt here, so it'll be like easier for you to write. So we have tone as the author's attitude, whereas mood is the emotion that the author is attempting to evoke in the reader. So like making the reader empathize with the character, um like by maybe saying how hard the character had worked, or how um passionate a character was, something like that. And then some tragedy happens or something amazing happens to the character. We'll feel The audience will feel like a happy emotion or a sad emotion evoked, or like, sorry, like felt, based on like what the mood, or that what the author was trying to say. So just remember, tone is relating to the author's attitude, mood is relating to the reader's attitude. Or like the reader's attitude that the author like wants to achieve. So sorry, this is a great example of using an angry tone. Oh, hi Natula. Or Natika, sorry. Oh, I think I might have mixed this up. Someone might have left. And Usher, were you ever able to access that? Oh, we are running out of time. So is it okay if I change this to mood instead? Okay, we'll practice sad mood, because I do want to try to get both like a tone practice and a mood practice in today's class. So we'll practice the sad mood instead. So, and sad mood, remember to focus on trying to evoke an emotion in the person reading it. Okay, that's all right, Ashura. I'll try to find a solution to this, and maybe find you know another platform that we could do this on. Is anyone else having trouble accessing it? I know Monica was on here. Monica, are you still and are you still here?
I too am find it's difficult to access.
Okay. Are you running into an issue with the like with creating a Google account? Because I set it to anyone on the internet, so I believe you should access one, or access it without one.
Okay, I'll try again.
Okay. Tell me what it says. So in my prompt, when I'm attempting to have the reader basically emotionally connect with the story. So we want the reader to empathize with the character, okay? So we have this author and the or I'll use my example. So in my example, the author has a best friend, which is a dog named Charlie. And in this, first I set up the short excerpt by having the reader connect to the author and empathize with the author. So we kind of also feel the same appreciation for the dog. So we see the dog was with him, when the author had broken their arm in their first ever baseball game. The dog was with him in the hospital, never left his side. Or maybe when the author had a bad day, he always ran to like comfort the author. And for many people with dogs, this is something that they can relate to, because even when they come home from a bad day, the dogs will always come, with a wagging tail to greet you. And so we can see that, like, how happy the author felt, I guess, when their dog was near them. And then after I used this sentence to kind of, sorry, split that up. I used this sentence to kind of like flip the switch, which is kind of, it helps, like after building that relationship between the dog and the reader, now it I introduced the fact that the dog had a terminal illness. And then using that, we can evoke the emotion of sadness from the reader by kind of expressing that the dog is slowly beginning to lose or beginning to grow sicker. And then this sentence kind of insinuates that the dog had passed away. But I used kind of the sparkling eyes from the last sentence to show that. Okay. Sorry, let's see. Came home from school to find out my dog was sick. I hope for the best and went with my day because I had tuition class that day. I went to the doctor, the vet that evening. Well, it was already too late. He had passed away much sooner than expected. He was a great dog, always by my side. So I was too much to bear. I ended up moving with my day because the news was too devastating to even great. Yeah, so you used a lot of words with negative connotations, which is good, especially in writing where you're like attempting to convey a certain mood. So, or I mean, like a sad mood. So, it was already too late, kind of showing a sense of like helplessness in the author, and he had passed away sooner than expected. And over here, you like set kind of like an emotional connection between like the dog and the reader, because he was a great dog. He was always by my side. So when you said that, I guess the main way to convey a mood is to make sure you empathize with your reader. And even if the reader doesn't have a dog, we're like here, as you can see, I'm still creating scenarios where I'm putting the reader in the author's shoes, and then seeing or like telling the reader how appreciative I am of this dog. All right. And you know what, I'm class is almost over, but I'm sorry about the issues with the Google Doc. I'll try to find a solution to that, but if not, uh, it's always all right to like type it in the chat even. But yeah, let's see. Okay. And that was it for today's class. So thank you so much for everyone who showed up and everyone who participated. And oh, also, just for next week, make sure you read some kind of article in English and then watch some kind of English movie, show, or even video. And then because the best way to learn English is to interact with as much English media as possible, because seeing kind of how English people speak, well, you know, British or American or Australian, any English speaking country, just seeing kind of the way that they speak, or like the words that they use to like convey, you know, certain feelings or emotions. Just interacting with as much English media as possible, and like reading English, hearing English, even like practicing English conversations with other people will help you the most in learning English. And you know, writing as well. It's a great way to like help you know, understand and practice English and English grammar as well. So thank you everyone for coming, and thank you all for your participation as well.
Thank you, teacher, also for
Thank
your
you.
Also, one quick thing, we will not have class for the next 3 weeks as Sri Lankan New Year is
Oh.
upcoming. So we will be taking a break and we will resume classes on the 30th of April.
Happy New Year.
Okay, Happy New Year. I'm sorry,
Happy New
I
Year.
wasn't. Happy New Year.
Bye, everyone.
All right, goodbye. I'll
Bye.
see you guys on April 30th.
Okay. Goodbye,
Okay.
please.
Goodbye.
Thank you.